Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great summer. My name is Jenny Long, and I am a biochemistry major at CSUSM. I am on my last year, so entering the fall, it'll be my last year. I was a spring transfer, so that's why my graduation plan's a little bit off. But yeah, last year, if anybody else is a STEM nerd like me, if you could just send a little reply and hello, that would be great. So I'm gonna start off with the questions. Number two is, what is one thing you guys would not know by looking at me? I am a certified tree hugger. I love being outdoors. So I recently have been going to the national parks in the general, like California, Utah, Seattle, Washington area. It's just so beautiful and I really enjoy being outdoors. Why am I interested in this class? So I've always been interested in film and production, and I always think that I should learn more about theater arts, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to do so. I think theater arts and plays were the first form of film and entertainment for people, so I am very excited to learn more and see what the professor has in store for us. And then number four is, what is my favorite play? It would have to be Wicked. Obviously, I watched the movie first, and then I learned it was a play. I think it's great because there's a lot of parallels here in the real world, and I think you do meet a lot of Glindas too, and I feel like it's very important that to understand that even though you may not be in the limelight, in the spotlight, it's still important to stick to yourself and your integrity and your morals and your values. And then, what is my favorite movie? I would say another Cinderella story, the Selena Gomez and Drew Seeley version, mainly because I love the choreography and I love the soundtrack that they put in it. I think it's still one of the best Cinderella Cinderella films that are out. What kind of films do I like? I love rom-coms and I love comedies. I love to laugh. I'm a very cheesy person. I laugh at almost every pun you could give me. So that's why I love comedies. I just am a very happy person. And then, what is an actor or actress that I love and why? Maya Bialik, she played Amy in The Big Bang Theory, and she's actually has her PhD in neuroscience. I recently have been listening to her podcast, Maya Bialik Breakdown, and she breaks down a lot of different topics about spirituality, the universe, and even health, mental health, and things like that. She's just overall, I feel like I love her personality, and she's just a very open-minded person. Okay, and then what movie character do I relate to and why? I would say Rachel Chu in Crazy Rich Asians. It's kind of touching what I said earlier. It's very important for me to be authentically myself, and I feel like Rachel Chu had a lot of pushy moments to where she was trying to get pushed out of her box in her area, but she remained herself in the very end, and I love that about her. What is the most recent movie that I've seen and did I like it? I went to go see Obsession. It's about a guy who has a crush on his coworker, and he made a wish that she would love him above anybody else using this like magic voodoo stick. And it made her actually obsessed, like psychotically obsessed. And I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I thought it was just not a lot of character development. I thought it was like kind of an okay rushed film. But I've heard a lot of people say they like it, but I think a lot of people say they like it because they can kind of there's a lot of laughing moments for a thriller movie. So I do like that aspect. And then, what makes a story good? I would say the story's ability to connect to the audience and the reader. I think that's super important. I think character development for plays and movies, or because I love connecting to the character. Like I always say, if a film can make me cry or a show can make me cry within a few episodes, like I'm already hooked. And then, where do you frequently get your stories? I would say, it's a very basic Gen Z answer, I know, but I get my stories from Instagram and TikTok. That's usually where I get my stories from. My family, my family, they speak Vietnamese. My Vietnamese is like okay, so sometimes when we do try to pass down like family stories and stuff like that, I don't always get them. And then, so yeah, I usually just get my stories from social media. And what is a story that you think needs to be told? I feel like the theme of my introduction is authenticity, but I think that's really an important thing because as a person, you do change a lot in different chapters of your life, and it's really important to kind of really get to know yourself and be authentically yourself. I feel like a lot of times, especially women, we're pressured to act a certain way and be a certain person. And, if you come from a certain race, you have to act like a certain, have expectations from your family, from your culture, things like that. I think it's really important to be okay with creating your own personality, just be yourself and people will love you for it, essentially. So those are all the questions. I am very excited to see everybody else's introductions and read everyone's responses in the discussions. And I hope everyone has a great day or evening wherever, whenever you are watching this. So bye.